Alright guys, for the first round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Berserker. Berserker being a only steel type Pokemon, both of us will be doing non-effective damage against each other with our steel type moves. My ice type moves will actually be doing non-effective damage only, while his steel type moves will be doing neutral damage against us due to steel types being super effective against ice types but not effective against steel types. My opponent does throw in a foul play and my bulldoze is charged up at the same time. We do have to get to that excellent bulldoze. I did decide to throw in bulldoze because bulldoze being a ground type charge move, ground types will be doing super effective damage against steel types, and both of us are very close in damage. He is just a bit ahead only because he is doing neutral damage while I am going to be doing non-effective damage. Okay, we do get hit by another foul play that I did use my final shield for. Bulldoze is charged up. We do have to get to that excellent because there may be a chance he doesn't double shield his first Pokemon just like we did. My opponent does make a swap out into a Whiscash, so that is very good. I did make that quick swap into my own Whiscash. Toxicroak being a poison and fighting type Pokemon, ground types will be doing super effective damage against him, as you guys saw there. Boom, that did take away so much of his health. Mud Bomb is a ground type charge move. Once again, ground types do super effective damage against poison types. We do get hit by a charge move here. I do expect this to be a dynamic punch or a mud bomb from the health that he did get his chargers from. Sludge bomb we will be resisting due to poison types being not very effective against ground types. My opponent's second to last Pokemon is a Hypno. I do know that he still has that Berserker in the back. I also know that I will not be able to get to that Blizzard with 1 HP left. We do get to another Mud Bomb. This is going to be very perfect for my own Sand Slash to be coming out because we will be resisting those psychic type moves. Psychic types being not very effective against steel types. That is very good. So Sand Slash, we do make that swap out into if we do get hit by a Fire Punch, that will be very unfortunate because it will definitely faint us. Fire Punch being a fire type charge move, fire types will be doing super effective damage against both ice types and steel types. We do get hit by a Fire Punch right there. My opponent does get to another charge move here. I do think that I will be going for the hard farm down because if I do go for the hard farm down, I will be able to throw in a play rough on his Berserker that will ultimately win me the match. So that Berserker does come out. We are very close to getting that play rough. I do know that we will be resisting that foul play. Foul play being a dark type charge move. Dark types do not very effective damage against fairy types. So that is very good. That play rough is charged up. We do get to that excellent boom. It does faint him, allowing us to win the first round. Good game to our opponent. Alright guys, for the second round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Lapras. Lapras being a ice and water type Pokemon, our ice type moves will be double resisted, but my opponent does make a swap out into a Charmeleon. So this is very good because Charmeleon being a fire type Pokemon, we will be double resisting those fire type moves due to fire types being not very effective against both water types and ground types. Our Mud Bomb does get a very good hit there. Boom. Our ground types once again are going to be doing super effective damage. Once again, fire types do super effective damage, or ground types do super effective damage against fire types. So we did get a very good hit. I did actually throw in a shield for that Fire Blast, although we are going to be double resisting those fire type moves. It still is going to be doing a good amount of damage. But my opponent does make a swap out into his second Pokemon, a Lapras. That Lapras is going to be making a return. I do think that I am going to use my own Wigglytuff to 1v1 this Lapras because my Sand Slash will be, his ice type moves will be double resisted once again, but that Bulldoze will also be doing a good amount of damage. We still aren't getting a shield for my Mud Bombs. These Mud Bombs are taking off a good chunk of my opponent's Lapras' health. We do have to get to that excellent because there may be a chance he does choose not to shield once again. We do actually see my opponent's first shield come out. I am trying to get to another mud bomb, but my opponent does finally throw in a charge move. I do expect this to be something like a surf that will definitely feint my own Whiscash. We are very close to getting to that final mud bomb there. Mud bomb was probably going to be close to fainting him, or my opponent's Lapras there. I do make that swap out into my Sand Slash because I did remember I did have that extra energy stored up. Bulldoze is going to be doing such a good amount of neutral damage against him. We do get my opponent's final shield, and I do make that swap out into my Wigglytuff after that. My opponent's final Pokemon, or second to last Pokemon, is a Wigglytuff. Both of us will be doing neutral damage against each other. I am just going to be throwing in the Plague over here because even the amount of health my Wigglytuff is at right now, it still is going to be doing a good amount of neutral damage. Probably enough damage to feint my opponent's final Pokemon, that Lapras. One more Charm off, and his Lapras does go down just like that, allowing us to win the second round. Good game to my opponent. Alright guys, for the third round, my opponent's first Pokemon is an Arcanine. Arcanine being a fire type Pokemon, fire types will be doing double super effective damage against my Sand Slash because fire types do super effective damage against steel types and super effective damage against ice types. So I did make a swap out into my own Whiscash to actually counter his own Arcanine, but my opponent's second Pokemon is a Feraligatr. Feraligatr being an only water type Pokemon, but he does have an ice type fast move. So both of us will be doing neutral damage against each other. He is going to be doing non-effective damage with his water type moves, while I am going to be doing neutral damage with my own ground type moves. I am going to be throwing in a shield there because I did actually think I would be able to go for the hard farm down, but I do just decide to throw in the mud bomb because he probably will be able to get to a hydro cannon before my own Whiscash does actually mud shot him down. So I do decide to throw in the mud shot instead of going for the hard farm down. My opponent's second Pokemon is a Clefable. Clefable being an only fairy type Pokemon, that is a very good time for my own Sand Slash to come out because Sand Slash having that steel type on him, fairy types do not very effective damage against steel types, and all of his fairy type moves are going to be doing neutral damage against my own Whiscash, so he is easily going to feint my own Whiscash. I do actually get to another mud bomb with that 1 HP clutch. I am going to make a swap out into Sand Slash once again right after my own Whiscash does feint there. My Sand Slash does make a come out, and then my opponent does make that swap out into Arcanine. It is pretty safe for my own Wigglytuff to come out because Arcanine having that shadow on him, shadow types, does give your Pokemon 30% attack buff but 30% defense debuff. So that does allow my own Wigglytuff to come in and go for the hard farm down. We are taking some pretty heavy hits, but it is going to be okay because my opponent's final Pokemon, that Clefable, he is going to be coming in, and both of us are going to the same amount of health, and it just comes down to who does the most damage. It does actually feint him, so he does get to his Meteor Mash that does feint my own Wigglytuff, and my opponent's final Pokemon is that Sand Slash. She is very low enough for my own Sand Slash to actually go for the hard farm down with Powder Snow, allowing us to win the third round. Good game to our opponent. Alright guys, for the final round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Shadow Magnezone. So Shadow Magnezone being a ground and electric type Pokemon, my Bulldoze will be doing double super effective damage against him. On top of that, he does have that shadow on him, so even if he did have max health, he probably still will be getting one shot from that Bulldoze my Sand Slash would be throwing. After I did throw in that Bulldoze, I do decide to make that swap out into my Whiscash. Whiscash having Mud Shot. Mud Shot isn't a very strong ground type fast move, but it still is doing a good amount of damage because once again ground types do double super effective damage against that Magnezone due to ground types being super effective against both steel types and electric types. My opponent does make a swap out into Beedrill. Beedrill being a bug and poison type Pokemon. Bug types are going to be resisting those ground type moves, but ground types being super effective against poison types. This is a pretty even start. I do know that Beedrill does have access to moves like Fell Stinger or Drill Gun. Drill Gun is going to be doing a good amount of neutral damage, probably fainting my own Whiscash. From the health that my own Whiscash is at. We do get hit by an X-Scissor. I do believe that is going to be a shield bait, so we do have our Mud Bomb charged up. It is going to be fainting, or be close to fainting his own Beedrill from the health that my opponent is at. I did decide to make that swap out into Sand Slash. That was pretty risky because once again, since Beedrill does have access to Drill Gun could have easily fainted my own Sand Slash, and then I would have to make that swap out into my Wigglytuff. So my own Sand Slash does actually get farmed down there because fighting types do double super effective damage against my Sand Slash due to fighting types being super effective against both ice types and steel types. My opponent's final Pokemon is that Shadow Magnezone that I don't even have to worry about, even though my opponent's Magnezone is going to be resisting my fairy types. Since fairy types do not very effective damage against steel types, we do easily feint his own Magnezone, allowing us to win the final round. Good game to our opponent. Alright guys, so that will be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy, please consider dropping a like, subscribing, and turning notifications on. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.